Good evening, beautiful souls, and welcome to tonight's reading. I'm so excited today because I'm actually in the process of uploading the very first podcast video with informational content about twin flames and the journey. I actually just finished recording that video prior to starting this reading. So I'm very, very thrilled to see your guys' reactions on it. And of course, this is my first time recording a podcast as such. So I was a little anxious. If you guys, have any other questions or would like to see other other specific topics about twin flames and the journey for future videos, please do leave me a comment on this video. It's still in the process of uploading as I am doing this reading. So I'm very, very excited to start that content for this channel. So today, I don't know why I'm just being drawn to the energy oracle cards lately, so I think I will probably start using this deck a little bit more while it's calling to me. I'm not sure if I've ever used the Deviant Moon Tarot on any of my YouTube readings, but I'm personally not a fan of this deck. I don't like this type of artwork, but for whatever reason, it's been calling to me. And every time this deck calls to me, we always get some interesting messages coming through. So I guess we'll see what does Spirit have to say through this strange deck. I honestly don't even know why I purchased it because I don't like it, but it was like a calling from within that maybe, I don't know, it's got like some random messages that just wants to come through. Cards are already flying, you guys. I'm not going to take those two though just yet. Let's see. What do we need to know for the Twin Flame Collective? Whilst I shuffle these cards and get a couple out here for the messages, you all can feel free to set your own intentions for this reading in your mind out loud or in the comments, however it feels good to you. I will also pull a couple of Moonology and Romance Angel cards before I begin reading the energy. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Be sure to subscribe and like these videos for two reasons. If you like twin flame content, like I said earlier, I just started a podcast on informational topics on twin flames and the journey, and also that is a form of energy transfer or transmission. So if you like these videos and subscribe to my channel, I can pick up on your energy more easily and channel some specific messages for you as well. Also, if there's anybody else that you feel like would benefit from this information, or if they feel like they're on this journey, definitely feel free to share these videos as well. Okay, I feel my guides like really pushing this message out, so I'm going to stop shuffling and start reading. The first card that came out was the Garden and the Gate. Now this card also came out in yesterday's reading, so there is a potential that this could be a carryover message for some people who may have been resonating with that. The Garden and the Gate, I am getting very strong masculine and feminine energies from this, where in my third eye I'm seeing this card but with a masculine also on this side, but he's on the other side of the gate kind of looking this way, and the feminine is up front here looking this way, and they're both feeling locked out of each other's lives, and they're both kind of feeling trapped in their current locations. And this could be a physical location, it could be their emotional location, you know, just depending on the situation, take it how it resonates. And a big part of this is I'm hearing a spirit say ego. And ego isn't always the way that we imagine, you know, where somebody is being obnoxious or rude or narcissistic. When we talk about ego in the twin flame journey, it has a lot to do with the internal unhealed wounds and fears, because the ego is a protective mechanism. And it feels like these two counterparts are being held at a distance due to their ego-based fears. One counterpart could be not sure how to make any movement because they don't feel like they have a way to sustain this connection right now. I'm really, this energy is really sitting right on the root chakra here, and I'm getting a strong sense of both emotional stability and 3D physical world stability that are lacking here. So, okay, root chakra card. Yes, this did come out. I had forgotten that this came out. So, very synchronistic. This is sitting right on the root chakra, like I said. Though I'm locked out because I don't have anything to offer you right now, is what I'm hearing a divine masculine say here. His higher self is trying to communicate to the divine feminine that I'm not holding back at will, in the sense that, you know, this isn't what I want. This very much is what I want, but I don't have a way to sustain this in the 3D physical world right now. I'm hearing dependence. So whether or not this connection can survive, in this divine masculine's mind, it really feels like he needs whatever it is in the physical 3D world in order to provide something tangible to this feminine. And until he has that, he's really hesitating to make a move. Third card to come out was the Goddess of the Moon card. This is kind of equivalent to the Empress and the High Priestess in tarot for me. So the energy in this card is really talking about a highly intuitive divine feminine who is both emotionally, financially, and pretty much in every way stable in this divine masculine's eyes. And he's thinking, what do I have to offer you that you don't already have, divine feminine? And if I come in without anything to offer you, why would you want to stay with me? You deserve something so much better. Now, what the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. This is all about communication here. This is sitting heavily on the throat chakra. And I feel like there is such a lack of 3D physical communication that sometimes this divine feminine may feel like her masculine is just allowing her to walk away. That, you know, she's giving him all these chances. She is clearing up any of his doubts that she's intuitively picking up on, that she's realizing might be, you know, acting as an obstacle or a temporary blockage for this masculine. And she's trying to alleviate as much as she can by communicating on her end to this masculine that, you know, if you're worried about this, don't worry about it. We can figure it out. If you are thinking this, don't think that way. You know, and this is a hyper-specific message coming through here, but somebody's divine masculine is heavily watching their social media. But for some reason, this masculine's insecurities are telling him that maybe the divine feminine just hasn't published that she has moved on with somebody, with another male or masculine, and he doesn't want to look like a fool coming forward. And I feel like this divine feminine is trying in every way to clear up this masculine's doubts and she just kind of feels like no matter what she's doing, he's not taking action, and therefore hurting her and letting her slip through his fingers. However, this divine feminine's guides are really saying bring love into the situation here, that don't allow your ego mind to rule how you are feeling. Beautiful divine feminine, your masculine is not holding back for the sake of hurting you. He does not want you to slip through his fingers. He doesn't feel ready for many reasons to offer you something. And divine masculine, your guides are telling you that you really could be better at communication. But this divine masculine's perception really seems to be that if he reaches out or says anything, he would be starting something with the feminine in the 3D. And this starting something, when he's not ready, he fears would sabotage this connection's future. So he's being really overprotective and guarded in order to make sure that things are able to play out between them in the 3D when they're both ready, not just the feminine. However, at the same time, he fears that if he takes too long, he may lose her. So both the counterparts, if you're resonating with this, you're really being guided to look at each other's situations and mindsets from an angle of pure unconditional love. Understand where they're coming from. Understand the reasons, the true higher reasons behind their actions, and don't let your ego mind's negative talk take over, because you may feel like this masculine doesn't care. He's not showing you in the 3D that he cares whatsoever, but the truth is, in the depths of his heart, he does. He cares very much, and he's terrified every single day of losing you, beautiful divine feminine. So don't get bogged down or beat yourself up or feel like you are less than worthy of this masculine's love, because in reality, he finds you to be more than worthy. In fact, he himself doesn't feel fully worthy of your love or this connection because of his circumstances right now. That was a very intense and passionate message coming through here. Oh my gosh. My cards are literally, look at that, all over the place. So I really feel like there's a very interesting and important message trying to come through. So I'm going to take it to the tarot to gain more insight. Spirit, what else can I channel about this connection? What else do I need to know? Page of Swords in the reverse position. You know that pages are messengers. And when I get the Page of Swords in the reverse position, this to me indicates that whilst you will get news, it may be delayed, or the news may not necessarily be what you were hoping for, but you will get some kind of communication here. And it's not like, I'm not feeling any drastically negative communication or information coming through. But for example, what I feel like could be happening here is if this masculine does communicate because he just can't hold back anymore and he misses you, he may communicate that he's not ready for a committed relationship right now, and that may not sit well with you, divine feminine, initially. But just know that his reasons for not being ready are because he values you so much more than what he has to offer you right now. I'm hearing a divine masculine actually step in to say that even if I were to establish a relationship with you, where would I take you when I have no home? So this divine masculine that I'm channeling is feeling very displaced in his life. I'm really getting very chaotic energy, and this is very synchronistic with the root chakra card that had come out earlier from the energy oracles, where he was saying if he is not feeling stable enough, or if he is not feeling ready in the 3D physical, it's because he doesn't feel like there's anything he could do. Even if he did establish a connection, the only thing he feels like he'd be doing is giving the connection a title and still not being able to live up to it. And that, in his mind, would lead to further disappointment for you, Divine Feminine, because if somebody is your significant other, whether it's your boyfriend or whatever level of commitment that we're talking about here, take it as it resonates, they have roles to fill in your life. You probably most likely have expectations for a significant other to fill in your life. But if they're not able or capable of giving you that right now, these masculines, this set of masculines in the collective, would rather wait until they're able to, rather than sabotage this connection all over again by being too hasty in taking action. That's a very powerful message. I'm going to go to the Starseed Oracle. What other messages do we need to know here? Baby steps, action, follow your intuition. So, Divine Feminine, I really feel like your guides are trying to get this message across to you, to not get hurt so easily by your masculine's either actions or words or lack thereof. Follow your intuition. This is a really powerful message coming through very strongly here, because your intuition is telling you the reasoning behind the delays or what you're experiencing. There are shifts absolutely happening here in the background, and both you and your masculine are being guided to take baby steps to bring this connection and the manifestation of union into fruition in the 3D physical. There are a lot of other things that are also being sorted out at this time that are not just bringing you two together physically. It's about making sure that the healing work is done, making sure that the intensity of the connection is balancing out, making sure that the triggers are manageable and don't lead to further or repeated separations. There are shifts that are happening that are allowing you to step out of your old skin, step into a new one, to upgrade and ascend spiritually as well as physically. And Divine Feminine, for somebody here, very specific message. I feel like your intuition isn't really letting much on all at once. I feel like your intuition is giving you bits and pieces of information, which might be triggering some anxiety within you, because I feel a very chaotic energy within you when you don't have an idea of what's going on. And even if you're trying to seek answers in some way, I feel like you're not going to get those answers, because you're being taught to trust. This is part of your upgrade and ascension journey, is to learn to trust. And this has to do with lessons from previous lifetimes and healing from previous lifetimes that are still taking place. So please be patient with yourself, with your masculine, if you're resonating with this. I really feel like that was a very hyper-specific message, so it could really only be for a few people or maybe even one person. You'll know if it resonates for you. Let's go to the romance angels. What other messages do we need to know at this time? Pay attention to the red flags. And with this, immediately I heard internal conflict and your internal red flags. So If you find yourself spiraling into a thinking pattern that is taking your emotional health down, or that is taking a negative toll on your mental or emotional well-being, for some of you, perhaps even your physical well-being, I'm not sure, but I feel like there's somebody on this channel that maybe relies on food for comfort, and some that may abstain from food when they are feeling depressed. So if you're resonating with this, take it as it resonates. Pay attention to those red flags within yourself. If you are repeating those behaviors, not taking care of your body, or allowing your mind and your emotions to control you and your well-being, these are the red flags that I really feel like Spirit is pointing to today, that your guides really want to highlight and let you know that release your fears, release the worries. You have a spiritual team working on your behalf. Let's go to the tarot. And okay, so I just saw the bottom of the deck. We have the Three of Pentacles. This is my teamwork card. See, this is you, your divine masculine, and your guides, your angels, and the universe. You have a spiritual team here that is working on your behalf to bring you into union. So don't fear the 3D physical circumstances right now, because everything that's happening is really happening for your highest good. You just have to remember that. You may not be able to see that right now, but that is the truth behind what you're experiencing. The Wheel of Fortune. How synchronistic, you guys. This is just confirming everything about movement taking place behind the scenes that maybe you can't see, that things are slowly working out in your favor. Sometimes what's in our highest good doesn't come in our favorite flavors. We just have to kind of accept that maybe the medicine that I need to take may be bitter, may leave an aftertaste, may just, make you wish you didn't have taste buds for a while. But that's okay, because the work that it's going to do inside of you is worth so much more than temporary discomfort in your taste buds, right? So what you are experiencing in the 3D physical, as difficult as it is, honor that. Give yourself the space to feel your emotions without judging yourself. And just feel, experience, and release your emotions. Don't hold on to them. Don't try to make it fit the lens of your ego mind. Anytime your ego mind tries to step in, you will feel every negative emotion that you can possibly imagine. So when you start to notice yourself going into a downward spiral, remind yourself, okay, this is my ego mind. This is what I need to step out of and align with my higher self. Always remember to align with your higher self. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say to me right now as well, to get this message out. Make that your mantra. Every day as you get up out of bed, as you get ready for lunch, and before you go to bed each night, say to yourself, I am in complete alignment with my higher self. Affirmations work, you guys. They work to reprogram you. Make your own affirmations, find affirmations and use them. If you want to purchase some from me, I offer them as well. I'll leave the information in the video description box. You can stop by my Instagram to purchase your copies if you would like. I'm going to go back to the energy oracle cards. Any other information, Spirit, that I need to channel? I feel like I'm coming to a close here. Oh my gosh, you guys. We have broken heart and cornucopia, both in the upright position. broken heart, you are disappointed. This is for both the masculine and the feminine. There was heartbreak. There was a fall through or a fallout with your counterpart. There were expectations that were not met. There were desires that were not fulfilled. There were communications that went awry with your counterpart that really broke your heart, and that really felt like the deepest disappointment you've ever felt. For some reason, I'm really being drawn to like this cut carve here within this heart. It kind of looks like the letter T, but this is like left a tear in your heart. It's left its impression there to where that pain still arises to this day, no matter how long it's been. But what you're being shown here, the cornucopia, is your wish fulfillment card. Wishes being granted. The heartbreak is temporary. You're moving past that right now into deep cellular levels of healing and forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness for your counterpart, forgiveness for situations, things, places that may have hurt you so deeply that those painful memories are imprinted onto your heart. But that forgiveness is exactly what's going to lead you into your wishes being fulfilled. And this is the number 11 card, which is a very powerful number for awakening, alignment, for the twin flame journey. If you align with being a twin flame, all these pains that you've experienced are not in vain. They have a higher purpose. And that's something that your guides truly want you to know, that even if it was painful, it happened for you. Always remember to reframe that for yourself. Anything that happens is happening for you, and whatever you get is always for your highest good. That's why aligning with your higher self is so critical, you guys. I can't emphasize that enough. I don't know why I want to look at the bottom of the deck here. Throat chakra, extremely synchronistic. Communication is key. And even though you feel like divine feminine, no matter how much you communicate to your masculine, you're just not getting any action out of him. You are being shown by your guides that every attempt you've made is leading to a transformation. I was just really drawn to this butterfly suddenly on this card, which is a major symbol of transformation. And transformation is exactly what happens during the 3D physical disconnect, which is only temporary. That's why your wishes are fulfilled when you come back into union. Because if you just attained union right away without the healing work being done, that would be one mess of a connection. And you've experienced this, right? You've experienced how chaotic things were when you first came together, how intense and triggering this connection was. So allow these transformations to take place. Know that nothing you have said has gone in vain. Your masculine has internalized this. For some reason, this is being shown to me as my guides, as your words, like digging their way into, even though this is the throat chakra, I'm kind of seeing it like go emanate into the heart chakra and into the mind of this masculine. Like this orb of light above his head to me is also symbolic of the impact of your words, divine feminine. Your masculine gets inspired by what you say to him. Your masculine takes those words to heart and tries to figure out what to do within himself. And even though that action may not present itself right away or in a way that you were hoping to attain, through this communication, you are pushing your masculine into a deeper transformation, a deeper level of confidence, a deeper level of healing that otherwise he wouldn't have gotten, because I'm being shown in my third eye that whoever's resonating with this reading, their counterpart is in a mental fog. They can't see things clearly, and a lot of that has to do with their environment. They're around people, places, mindsets, conversations, ideologies, principles, values that are not in alignment with their highest good, that are not in alignment with their highest self. And surrounding energies, we all know, make such a big impact on us. And sometimes it's harder to fight the flow than to go with the flow. So sometimes, even though the masculine is feeling this dissonance or this disconnect between his own desires and values and what his surroundings are kind of pushing him to do or to behave like, this is why he is unable to step out of the status quo. But everything that you've said to him, Divine Feminine, is making an impact, and every single day is helping him, like a divine guidance of sorts, to make the changes that he needs to make in order to be able to move towards you. I feel like that is the summation of the message that I was supposed to get out today. I'm not being drawn to any other decks. I don't hear my guides telling me to say anything else. I feel like this reading, many parts of it were very specific, so please only take what resonates, and give yourself the closure that you need for now, to know that you did nothing wrong. There's nothing more that you needed to do, and there's no reason to give up, because movement is happening behind the scenes. You can't see it now, but I feel like you will. And I don't feel like it's going to be a long time before you do. I feel like this is coming in relatively in the near future. So you've waited this long. You have looked back to see how far you've come. And you can see the value in all the experiences that you've had so far. You will be able to do the same for this phase of it as well. Your guides want you to be assured of that. Hang in there. Keep following your intuition and keep taking baby steps. Make sure you clear your energy so that you can differentiate between your ego mind and your intuition. And that is your message for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me here. I hope you have a magical rest of your weekend. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe, especially if you would like these specific messages for you and your connection to come through. And come join me on Instagram, my beautiful soul tribe there. That's where you can purchase personal readings from me. You can purchase my twin flame manifestation affirmations. There's 2 versions. That info will also be in the video description box. And I'll see you all in the next reading video. Good night, guys.